Hey, it's Susan Lassiter-Lyons with the Profit Insights, where we help our clients create automated sales funnels to connect with their ideal clients online. And today, in this quick video, I just want to talk a little bit about automated webinar sales funnels. Now, for those of you that are watching this, you may be familiar with webinars, where you sign up and you attend live, and the presenter will teach you some information, and usually there will be a sales offer to buy something on the webinar, and you'll buy it, and the webinar will be over, and that'll be that. Well, automated webinars are where you record the webinar. You take that video recording of the webinar and you run it over and over and over again on what we call a quote-unquote evergreen system. And it plays as if it's running live. So when your prospects, your potential clients sign up for the webinar, they think they're signing up for a live webinar, but that's just a webinar that you've already pre-recorded it. So it gives you the opportunity to automate that webinar, to continue to make sales from that webinar, to continue to get prospects and clients or customers from that webinar, even after you've recorded it one time or held it live one time. Automated webinars have had a huge impact in my business. I have a business called Lassiter Marketing Group, and we have three separate divisions. We have a real estate investing division. We have the small business training division that you're in right now. And we also have a health division. In my real estate investing training division, we teach real estate investors creative investing strategies and creative financing strategies. And a lot of what we teach is done via webinar. And I realized very quickly that it was going to be very labor intensive and very time intensive on my part to keep holding these webinars live week after week, month after month. So what I decided to do was to take the best converting webinar recording that I had across all of my products and programs and put it into what we call an evergreen sequence, which means that that recording will play as live for as long as you want it to. You can run traffic to it. You can send emails to encourage your people to sign up for the webinar. It has a registration page just like a regular webinar, and people put it in their calendar, and it runs at a certain time just like a regular webinar. They can interact and ask questions, and you can even answer them via email just like you would in a regular webinar. And you have the opportunity then to have those clients and prospects in your database and continue to market to them after the fact. So automated webinars have been a very profitable source for me in my real estate training division. And I just want to kind of take you behind the scenes and show you like some of the statistics for these webinars. So first up, some of you may be wondering, what is the technology or the platform that does this, right? Because most of us are used to like GoToWebinar, and it can be kind of cumbersome to run a recorded webinar in GoToWebinar. In fact, I personally don't even know how to do it. I tried to figure it out, and I guess I'm just not smart enough to figure it out, so I always had to outsource it. And that meant paying somebody, 30, 40, 50 bucks an hour to run my webinar each time I wanted to run it. And for me, that just wasn't cost effective. So I looked for a platform or a technology that had the ability to do that. And I've tested all of them. And the one that I found that works out best for me is Evergreen Business System. And the main reason why I liked Evergreen Business System is because you pay for it one time. It's a one-time charge of $497 as opposed to having to pay a monthly fee every month in order to use it. So Evergreen Business System is the automated system that I use. So now I'll take you kind of behind the scenes, and I'll enlarge this a little bit. This is my Evergreen Business System dashboard. So I've zoomed that, so that picture should be very big. So when I log into my automated webinar system, I can do everything that I need to do here. I can create the registration pages. I can create the actual webinar page. I can create the thank you page after they sign up. And the great thing that Evergreen Business System does for these automated webinar funnels is that it will do all of the tracking and the conversion tracking for me. So let's scroll down a little bit here and you can see exactly what I mean. So I'm in the analytics report. So I just had clicked on this little icon that says analytics to get my webinar analytics report. And you can see this is the first webinar I have. It's called BREO. That just stands for my Bulk REO Secrets webinar. It is a $197 product on the front end. And we also have, as you might imagine, because I'm an expert in sales funnels, we have an upsell downsell funnel behind that. So Evergreen Business System, the way we have it set up, just tracks the front end sale. It won't track all the way through the funnel for our upsells, our downsells, and into our continuity program. But that's the first one. The next one is called How to Get 100,000 in Private Money in the Next 30 Days. And then we have a MLOM, which stands for Master Lease Option Method webinar, and PLB, which stands for our Portfolio Loan Blueprint webinar. Now, we run webinars for products that have price points of anywhere from $97 to $697. The cool thing about webinars is you don't have to have a product to sell in order to run a webinar. A lot of people think, okay, well, I sell a service. Maybe I'm an insurance agent or, a chiropractor or even an interior designer. How is a webinar going to benefit me? Well, webinars are fantastic tools that you can use to provide great value to your prospects and your clients. For example, let's take, I have some friends that own a furniture showroom, a high-end furniture showroom here in Denver, Colorado, where I'm based. And I've been after them for months and months and months, years even, to run an informational webinar series to the interior designers that are their clients. Okay, their whole goal is they want interior designers to come into their showroom and buy this high-end furniture for their clients. Okay, they're selling to the trade. And they use the old-fashioned one-to-one sales model that we absolutely dislike at the Profit Insights, because we really specialize in a one-to-many sales model. And they have this one sales rep that travels out, makes cold calls to these interior designers, and then wonders why not only are they getting backlash from angry interior designers because these people just drop in, but they also aren't getting very much customer loyalty, and they aren't getting really nearly the bang for their buck that they need. They're spending an awful lot of money in travel costs and so forth. So I've been trying to get them to put together a webinar series that they could even automate, that they could run once a month and invite their interior design clients to watch. They could provide some instructional material because the people that run the showroom are, very successful interior designers themselves. They could say, look, here's a recent home that we designed or a project that we worked on. Here is everything that we used. Here are all the lines that we used. Here's, the color palette. Here's the reason why we chose this thing. And here's some of the thought process behind it, to provide an educational piece to their clients. And then they could say, by the way, we carry all of these lines here at our showroom. So if you're interested in putting together a room that looks like this, be sure and come into the showroom and take a look at the special that we have on such and so line. It would be huge, and it would be something that would really differentiate them from any other showroom across the country. But unfortunately, they haven't yet seen the value in doing that. But I hope that you listening to this definitely see the value in doing something like this for your business. But anyway, let's get into some of the stats here. Now, they're selling, $50,000 and $60,000 sofas. So something like this could be very beneficial to them, even if they could just get one designer in the door to buy one thing, right? You run a webinar that costs very little to do, very little of your time. You get a client in the door who spends $50,000 on a sofa. I think that might be a great return on your investment and your time. I'm selling products in this real estate investing division in my company anywhere from $97 to, like I said, $700. But let's take a look at this first one and some of the stats that Evergreen Business System has put together for me. So you can see I've been running this and tracking this probably for about the last 3 months or so. And this is, again, is the Bulk REO Secrets webinar. You don't have to know what that means. It means something to real estate investors, but usually not anything to anyone else. But you can see along here what's happening with this. We scroll down here to the bottom to get the totals. I've had 2,592 unique visitors to the webinar registration page. Okay, so through whatever means I'm driving traffic. And the way I'm driving traffic with this primarily is just with an ad up on my blog. And I have a very popular real estate investing blog called The Investor Insights that was voted the #1 real estate investing blog of 2011 and 2012. So it gets a great deal of traffic. And I have a banner ad in rotation up there that will drive traffic to the registration page for this webinar. So almost 2,600 people have actually clicked that ad and come through and landed on my webinar registration page. Of the 2,592 that have done that, I've actually had 1,144 actually register for the webinar, select the webinar that they wanted, the date that they wanted to attend, the time that they wanted to attend, and enter their name and their email address and submit that. And in some cases, they enter their mobile phone because I have a little app on there that will collect their mobile phone and will send them a text reminder to come onto the webinar. And so now I've not only collected their email address, but guess what? I also have the phone number of the prospect, which is very cool. So that's a total registration conversion of 44.1%, which is decent for webinar registration. I could probably work on that and get that up to maybe 50, even 60%, but for now it's good. Of the 1,144 people that have registered for the webinar, 392 people have actually attended the webinar for a webinar attendance rate of 15.1%. Now that's actually pretty low. I could do a much better job of encouraging people to attend. And one of the things that we identified in getting people or losing people and not having them attend our webinar was that our autoresponders, meaning the automated emails that were going out to the people to remind them, the platform that we were using for these specific emails, it was kind of a bad platform, and those emails were primarily going into people's spam boxes. So that's a big problem that we rectified very recently, and it's something that you want to pay attention to if you ever see, your total webinar attendance anywhere below like 30 or 25 to 30%. So we fixed that. But, I'm showing you the good and the bad because this is all the stuff that you need to work on and the things that you need to be mindful of when you're putting together an automated webinar funnel yourself. So of the 392 people that attended the webinar, my system will also track the number of people that saw the offer, meaning the way my webinars are structured is the way that most sales webinars are structured. We'll give content, we'll teach like for about the first 45 to 60 minutes, and then after that time, we'll make an offer for them to buy something. In this case, for the first 45, 50 minutes or so, we teach about the investment strategy of investing in bulk REOs, which are just packages of foreclosed properties. And then after that time, I invite them to purchase a training course that I have on this that retails for $197. And so I can, key in the exact time that I start to make my offer in my video, and Evergreen Business System will actually track how many people see my offer. So of those 392 that have attended my webinar, 387 have actually seen that offer. And then we also offer a replay, right, for people who either couldn't attend or they had a conflict or something like that. We've had 182 people see the replay. So if we take a look at the stats here, and I'll scroll up just a little bit so that we can get the full picture. This tells us what's actually been happening with this webinar. So we've had 37 sales of this $197 program, and that's a sales conversion of 1.43. Now, that's a little misleading because that's a sales conversion of all the people that have actually landed on the registration page, not necessarily the people that have attended the webinar. So a better metric for me in this case would be to divide that by the number of people who actually attended the webinar, and that was 392. So if I take 37 and divide that by 392, then I get a conversion rate of 9.4%. And on your sales webinars, 10% is going to be relatively good. For a total revenue on the front end of $7,289. So that's an earnings per click of $2.81, which means that for every single person that clicks to this ad, I'm making $2.81. Now that tells me a lot, especially if I'm doing pay-per-click advertising, and I want to know, gee, I wonder how much I can afford to pay for traffic, or how much I can afford to bid per click. If I want to break even on the front end of this, knowing that I have a sales funnel behind it, which I do, then I could afford theoretically to spend up to $2.81 a click in order to drive traffic to this webinar. Now, my earnings per lead is $6.37. So not too bad. I think that, these stats are about average. There's nothing spectacular about these stats. But the thing that I think is most important to remember here is that this is 37 sales that have happened on a webinar. Okay, representing, at least $7,300. And that doesn't count for the upsells and downsells and the continuity program that I have attached to this offer. That's over $7,000 in sales that have literally been made while I've been out at dinner, while I've been at a movie, while I've been on vacation, while I've been doing anything except for sitting in front of a screen, in front of a microphone, giving a live webinar. So I think that's a fantastic use of my time, and it's a fantastic way to leverage technology to be able to make sales while I sleep, or while I watch a movie, or while I'm out to dinner with friends. So one of the things that we specialize in here at The Profit Insights is creating these automated funnels for our clients. We have 2 funnel packages that we specialize in. We do an automated sales funnel behind a video sales letter, and we'll do an automated webinar funnel as well. So if you have any interest in putting together an automated webinar funnel or an automated sales funnel for a video sales letter in your business, be more than happy to chat with you about it. Just get in touch with me any way you can below this video to get my attention, and we'll make it happen. So this has been Susan Lassiter-Lyons with The Profit Insights, where we help our clients create automated sales funnels to connect with their ideal clients online. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.